All right, I just went through an experience of ordering online again. I'm out of drinks here, and I went towards Taco Bell and got a four-drink party pack. And I already got Mexican food earlier when I made that other post. The thing is that out there, ever since the last post, it's been scarce, but people are still appearing in a continuous stream, keeping it going, even though they sound like there's not many people and their equipment is old and they're feeling like old data and the qualities of their audio and all that. But going through ordering again, you get like all these people getting pulled out and piling on who are your regulars, and then there's like sectoids, and they're like doing the same thing, trying to apply pressure, and then they'll pull out these people that are Italian who are supposed to look corporate, but they actually don't represent the corporation, none of them. And then there's ma'am, of course, because it's Mexican food. All of this going on, right? They get really aggressive in comparison to when you're not ordering, because the last video was filmed after I ordered, and this one was uh, having this a situation after the video and then ordering again. They wanted to ignore what I said in the video after they checked it and kept going through my entire experience, which made it longer, more difficult, and quite clear that nobody wants to deal with this kind of experience when you're ordering food to be delivered. Who does, actually? Does it matter that they're not actually from the corporation? Yes, it does. But even if they were some sort of mascot, would you be wanting that either? You don't, right? Coming from the side of people who are conducting enforcement, uh, was there a feeling of hesitance out there to conduct the activities I detailed in the last video because of corporate activity when it actually isn't out there in the sky? And what you're envisioning as being what's really happening is where it's either at the location on this planet with them being actualized in order to make the order, or now thinking it's this other planet that gets actualized just for the order, and then it all gets collected when it's done, which doesn't sound practical at all in terms of using atoms. We're not even considering the fact that we're using people and just putting them away afterwards, which is their situation when they're deceased. They deal with that. And with the understanding I have that they don't exist outside of work, conducting any activities like at home. I mean, as the proprietor, their asset is already frozen. It's just a moving location establishment on the inside. And then what of the cash and the bills that need to be paid? These are all variables which are not actually given concern, are they? When nobody's paying rent. And this situation actually, still, because you have actualized residents only for the duration of making your order and delivering it, am I to think that they are holding back our situation in terms of formalization and keeping it the same so then they can still exist in that fashion when they don't exist outside of the order making time frame? Essentially, they're not holding us back anymore. It's just in our minds, right? What would they be doing? They're not out still after the order or before it. Who's out there? It's these planets which got pulled out recently because of my videos with people in search of more help for their situations in order to extend the possibility of continuing it. And these planets don't exist for how long? Longer than. It's like a day to 3 days since my last post. And how are you doing out there? It's the people that made the decision to stay actualized for the logic which I posted or heard of, and then now it's enforcement activities which are being conducted involving collecting people, applying locks to them first so they can't switch out, and putting them in prison or jail. It's most likely prison when you consider the financial amount of your offenses there. Aren't we really getting down to it now when you consider corporate or even a local establishment activity? These people who are proprietors trying to advertise and give you descriptions and reasons and, you know, be on a soapbox for their menu and their creations as they give you information you don't want and are intruding on your situation. You also don't want that. And as local establishments have a higher probability of burning a situation with you the further they do something like that. When it's corporate, you'll deal with it, right? Because you don't have a proprietor like all in your situation, like just like pestering you. It's your regulars doing that, and you with the idea that they're not even representing them officially, and they shouldn't be, and it's criminal still. That's the difference there. It's still criminal. It's whether or not you want to order from this place if they bother you so much, unless they have some sort of imposter in the front, and whether they agree to that or not, just to be able to do something. But what's the reality of the situation? You're not getting anything out of it by doing that anymore. And you don't know that yet. I'm sick of seeing it every time. You know, the further we go along with these ideas, and then the fact that as a planet formalizing and the only one out with its 47 million residents in total doing orders of delivery, and now your situation is looking like they don't last longer than making the order and delivering it. Lest you're doing it on their own planet nearby and don't want them to know that, or it doesn't matter, or whatever. Your situations are how? Outside of, right? The communication which goes on while I am making the order or waiting for it is not actually with the people making the food. They always separate it from that because of what? The reasons would be what? When you actually think of the establishment and the people doing that with you, do you want to be going back to them again? You think no. Then why are you all doing that? It means you shouldn't be, and it's criminal, and you need to be enforced on. And I want to remove the reluctance or the hesitance out there for people to be conducting enforcement activities on these people who bother you while you order or wait for your food or eat it or afterwards and what you do next. I'm sick of all of that. Let's get rid of all of it.